Being misunderstood is one of the most human experiences. It's frustrating, but it's also how we realize that someone else sees the world different to us. AI makes mistakes, but is that the same as misunderstanding you? Today, we're gonna look at this concept. It's quite philosophical, but I think it's interesting. Apt for a Friday? No? I'm gonna eat my breakfast, and I'll see you along the way. Good morning, Ghost. It's fire. How crazy is it? Good morning. So, you and I are humans, and we misunderstand each other all the time. A text comes across colder than you meant, a joke lands badly. Those misunderstandings can cause some sort of friction between people, but they can also cause intimacy. They remind us that we're all different, and we're all just trying to connect with each other. So I sat down at my desk, then I got an email from the library about this book, which I had taken out 3 months ago, and they said if you don't hand it back in the next 7 days, we're going to charge you 150 euros. So I got it from my desk, and I went all the way home. Now I've got the book. I don't have 150 euros, so that was a great tactic to get me to give the book back. I hope it wasn't from the day it expired, because it expired 7 days ago, so, well, actually 8, so fingers crossed I don't get charged. Let's go hand it back. Done. That was so quick. You just put it on there and then it registers, I guess. But while we were at the library, that's the library, we could chat about misunderstanding and AI, because AI gets things wrong. It does. But there's something different about getting something wrong and misunderstanding one as a human. The AI might misread your prompt or not give you the answer that you were actually looking for. Don't get me wrong, it's actually super good at understanding things, understanding text that you put in where we don't even know where our thoughts are solidified. Like, you can put a whole sentence in with the wrong spelling and it seems to know exactly what you're saying. It's crazy. But there are still some elements where it doesn't fundamentally understand us. And that's where, can you classify that as misunderstanding? I think it's more of just the probability failing. We all know by now it's just stats. There's no perspective behind it. The AI doesn't have any lived experience. It will never fully understand what it means to jump into a swimming pool, because it will never feel that. And I think context or the lived experience actually makes the misunderstanding more meaningful. And because it doesn't have that context, I think it's just an error. Oh, hello. It's a bit later in the day. It's a little bit more quiet here. I think Friday. People are tired, I guess. But there's a deeper a deeper consequence to this misunderstanding that we need to talk about. With a misunderstanding in humans, it leads to some sort of growth. Okay, you can talk about it, you can figure out someone else's perspective, and you become closer in that. And you clarify it, you laugh about it, you're like, oh, oops, I didn't see it that way, but now I see it that way, and maybe you forever change my perspective. Or, okay, in AI, that error doesn't bring you closer. It just sits in the frustration, and it exposes this limitation of the system. I think all of us can agree that AI tends to understand us on a weird level. You can basically put any words into ChatGPT and it will answer you, and you're like, wait, what? How? I spelled all of those words wrong. That's crazy. How does it understand? there's that aspect of it, but there's also the aspect where you try and explain something and it just never gets it. And that is just exposing the limits of the system. It's not a human. It's never going to understand your perspective of the world. It may mimic that it can, but it will never have your similar human experience. And in that, the intimacy of being known through mistakes is missing. Let's go back inside and continue with the rest of the day. It's a Friday, so everyone's feeling a little bit less hectic. And it's the first week back, so people, I think, are tired. Cute.
And we're home on a Friday. It was a way better week this week than it was last week. We're gonna have some pizza tonight. And then tomorrow we got a bit of activities, so can't relax too much this weekend, but that's okay. Sometimes it happens. But I want to talk about this creepiness of misunderstanding and AI. And what does this all mean? Because you're like, Bianca, what are you talking about? There's something, and maybe this is anecdotally, and that means like from my own lived experience and from talking to others, that the more that I interact with AI, the more I adapt to it. Now, this is evident in how you talk. You learn, okay, cool, ChatGPT 5, I need to do this and this and this to get this type of answer out. Or ChatGPT 4, I needed to do this. Or Gemini, I need to do this. Or Alexa, I need to do this. We learn. We as humans adapt to, I want to call it the tool that we're using, so that we can get the best outcome possible. We start phrasing things to avoid certain errors. We learn effectively this chatbot's quirks, for lack of a better word. And this becomes the creepy thing, is that this misunderstanding between humans and AI, that is resonant of misunderstanding between humans and humans, doesn't actually just disappear. It just shifts. We stop this like expectation of being actually understood by the AI, and we start shaping ourselves so that the AI understands us. And that's the creepy part, because we're changing because of the AI. And I don't know if that means that we're smarter than them or we're more adaptable. I don't know, but there's something creepy about that, don't you think? Anyway, I'm gonna clean the floor because I haven't cleaned the floor in a while. Well, I still have energy. And then we'll get pizzas.
Oh, good evening. It's currently, I guess, 12:18. So it's actually not the evening right now. So it's a little bit later. But tomorrow we've got an interesting day, I guess. And sorry, I'm being very rude. I should get to bed very soon. But I had a nice evening. Had some pizza, had some wine. People actually came here, so I got to go shower and go to bed and not have to travel. So that's very nice. But I haven't forgot about our thought experiment for the day. And it goes like this. What if, in teaching AI to understand us, we slowly forget what it feels like to be misunderstood by each other? You can see that I was quite lazy in this thought experiment, but it's late. What happens? What happens when we lose misunderstanding in human terms and start misunderstanding on AI terms? I don't know. It's a little bit of a scary future, but I feel like we'll be able to navigate it. Anyway, I don't have the brain capacity to dive deeper in this. I'll see you guys tomorrow.